Lawyers, what is a detail that your client failed to bring up to you that completely lost you the case? This case was supposed to be a slam dunk. My client Daniel was fighting for custody of his 5-year-old daughter Emma against his ex-wife Vanessa. I had been practicing family law for 8 years, and this one looked easy. Daniel had everything going for him. Steady job at the local power company making 60 grand a year. His apartment was clean, had Emma's own bedroom with princess sheets and everything. He showed up to every school event, knew her teacher's name, remembered which days she had art class. Meanwhile, Vanessa was a total mess. She'd been late picking Emma up from daycare 6 times in 2 months. Her landlord was threatening eviction. She'd missed 3 scheduled visitation calls because she was out partying with friends. For weeks, I prepped Daniel for trial. I asked him the same question over and over. Is there anything in your past that could hurt us? Anything at all? Parking tickets? Unpaid bills? Weird social media posts? Literally anything? Every single time he looked me dead in the eye and said no. Clean record, he promised. Never been in trouble with the law. The night before court, I stayed up until 2 a.m. organizing evidence. Character references from his boss, his neighbor, even Emma's soccer coach. Photos of father-daughter camping trips. Report cards showing Emma's grades improved during his custody weeks. I walked into that courtroom feeling like I'd already won. Vanessa's lawyer was this sleazy guy named Rick, who looked like he got his law degree from a cereal box. He kept fumbling through papers, dropping his pen, the whole amateur hour routine. Then he stood up for cross-examination with this weird smirk on his face. "Mr. Johnson," he said, "can you tell the court about your arrest on March 15th, 2019? My stomach dropped. Daniel went white as a sheet. I had no idea what Rick was talking about, which meant I had 0 prepared response. Rick pulled out police records. 3 years earlier, Daniel had been arrested after a bar fight. Some drunk guy at O'Malley's started talking trash about Emma, saying Daniel was probably a bad dad since he was drinking alone on a Tuesday night. Daniel punched the guy, broke his nose. The other guy ended up in the ER with a concussion. Charges got dropped because the bartender testified the other guy threw the first punch, but the arrest was still on record. Rick painted it like Daniel was some violent drunk who couldn't control his temper around his own daughter. During recess, I cornered Daniel in the hallway. He was sweating bullets. "Why didn't you tell me about this?" I whispered. "It wasn't a big deal," he said. "The charges got dropped. I thought it didn't count." I wanted to scream. Of course it counted. It completely changed how the judge saw him. But Rick wasn't done. He also had text messages between Daniel and his buddy Jake from 2 months earlier. Daniel had written, "If she takes my daughter away, I swear I'll lose it. I can't live without Emma." Daniel had sent it after a particularly nasty argument with Vanessa about switching weekends, but without context, it sounded like a threat. "I never meant it literally," Daniel whispered to me. "Jake knows I was just venting." Too late. The damage was done. Rick spent 20 minutes talking about Daniel's pattern of violence and threatening behavior. My airtight case crumbled in 2 hours. The judge awarded Vanessa primary custody. Daniel got every other weekend and Wednesday dinners. I felt terrible for Emma, who cried when she found out she couldn't live with her dad anymore. 3 months later, Vanessa got evicted and had to move Emma to a worse school district.